What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another edition of Coding with Robbie. As always, I'm your host, Robbie, and in this video, we're going to be creating a cool Shopify footer section. So I got the theme store pulled up right here, and I figured we'd just find a cool footer to recreate. So let's just check out the top paid themes. Let's go to popularity, and let's preview a couple of these and see what looks cool. All right, let's see Impulse. We got Prestige, we got Impact, and let's see what they do here. So this one's pretty basic. It's just got 4 columns, a mailing list, some social icons, and cards at the bottom. Let's check out Allure, or Prestige, or whatever it's called. This guy, same kind of thing. I like this one though, because it has the headers, which is nice. And let's try Impact. Let's see. This one, same kind of thing. Got some columns and a mailing list. I would say out of these, my favorite one is this guy right here. So let's recreate that. So I got my store pulled up here. It's a completely empty page. This is the index page. And yeah, let's just get right into it. So let's create a new section, and we'll call it footer.liquid. And then every section has to have a schema. So let's go schema and end schema. And a schema is just some JSON, and you gotta make sure to spell it correctly. So let's do some brackets, and then we gotta give our section a name, and let's just call it footer. And then a section has settings, which we'll define later, so let's just put an empty array. And then if we wanted it to be addable through customized theme, where you go add section and add it, you would add presets. But since it's a footer, it's going to show on every single page, and we don't need that. We're just going to hard code it. So we'll leave off presets. Let's hit save, and we're going to render this snippet in our theme. So let's just put some text. We'll go footer just to make sure it works. And then let's go to our theme.liquid. And we want it to show at the bottom of every page. So let's just go down here, and we'll render the section. So let's go section, and we give it the section name, which is footer. And that should display it on every page. So let's go back to our store and refresh, and I get footer right there. So it is working. So let's kind of break down how we can create this. So if we look at this, so we got a navigation menu right here, and here's the name of the navigation menu. So we got 2 of those, and then we got a column with just a heading and I guess just some normal text. And then on the left here, we got a newsletter column. So we could add settings for each one of these, but I think a better way to think of it is actually add blocks. So each one of these columns could be a block which has its own settings. That way, say they wanted just 3 navigations here and no newsletter, they could do that. Or if they wanted just 4 navigations or just text or whatever, it's more customizable that way. So I would say that would be the better way to go. So yeah, one thing we will just hard code in sections. Well, it's not hard coded, but one normal setting would be maybe this copyright text at the bottom. And yeah, maybe these icons will just be hard coded in. But yeah, let's get started with that. So let's go back to our section, and let's just add that copyright bottom text real quick. So let's add a setting, which is going to be an object, and a setting needs an ID. So let's just call it copyright. And we also have to give it a label, and this is what displays in the settings section of customized theme. So we'll just go copyright text, and then we also got to give it a type. So let's just go and give it the type text, just like that, and we're going to save it. And now what you'll see is when we go to customize theme, let me go to it. Customize theme. You can see our footer section shows up right here. And if we click in, we get that copyright text field right there. And it's populated because I was trying this out earlier. So I'm just going to leave that in for now. But let's go back and let's display that text now. So we can go up here. And let's just do a paragraph tag. And to access the setting, you're just going to go section.settings. Whatever the ID is. So in our case, it's copyright. Copyright, and that's going to display the text right there. So let's try it out. And there we go, we got it. So now let's start setting up these blocks I was talking about. And a block is just kind of more flexible. So let me see the preview, it's right here. So let's go max blocks. And we'll say the maximum amount of blocks you can do is just 5 because it's kind of hard to fit more than 5 columns. So let's go max blocks 5. And then we have blocks. And this is going to be an array where we define our different types of blocks. So let's create our first one, and there goes my dog. All right, my dog learned that whenever I'm doing a video, if he barks, he gets treats. So I just gave him some food to shut up, but we'll see how long that lasts. But where was I? We're adding blocks. So we just added our first block, and we have to give this a name. So let's just call it navigation column. And then we have to give it a type. We'll just go and call it navigation. And then a block can also have settings, which is going to be an array. And I think that's all we need. Let's check terminal and make sure. Yeah, I'm not seeing any errors, so that should be okay. So for a navigation menu, it's going to have one setting for the linked list. So let's go type. The type is going to be a linked list. And then we got to give it an ID. So let's just call it linked list. And we have to give it a label, so let's just call it navigation menu. And let's save that and take a look at what that did. So if we go back to Shopify and we go to customize theme again, let me refresh it. And now you can see we have these, we can add blocks with this button right here. So say I click add, it adds a navigation column. And inside there is where those settings are. So ours just lets us select the navigation menu. So let me just select footer menu, hit save. And that data should be saved now. And now we're ready to display it right here. So let's go back to our code. And we'll start laying out the HTML for our section. So let's take a look. So we got the footer is just this big box. And then we got kind of a width wrapper inside of that box. And then I would say we have kind of a footer top, which is these columns that are aligned, and a footer bottom, which is this stuff down here. So let's lay it out like that. Let's go footer, class is equal to footer. And then let's go div class is equal to width, which will be that width wrapper I was talking about. Let's close footer, and then we'll do footer top and bottom. So let's go div class is equal to footer top. And then we got div class is equal to footer bottom. And then let's just move this copyright text into footer bottom. And inside here is where we'll kind of loop through our blocks and render each one. So let's go and do a for loop. We'll go for block in section.blocks. End for. And then in here, we're going to check what type of block it is so we can use specific HTML for each type, or liquid, whatever you want to say. So let's go if block.type is equal to, and what do we call it? We called it linked list. No, I called it navigation right here. So if block type is equal to navigation, then we want to show our navigation stuff. So let's just put 1, 2, 3 right there to make sure it's working. And let me check terminal. I'm using ThemeKit if you're wondering. I have another video on that if you want to check it out. It doesn't look like we have any errors. So let's go back to our store. And I get 1, 2, 3. So it is working. So now let's, inside here, we'll go div class is equal to footer column. And then we're going to use that setting that we added to the type navigation block. So I called it linked list. So let's go block.settings. Whatever we called the ID, which is linked list. So that's going to be the linked list. And we want to get the title of the list. I believe that's what it's called. So let's go back and refresh. And we get the title of the menu right there, footer menu. Let's actually put this in an H2. And then below that, we're going to loop through the links that are within the linked list right here. So let's go for link in, and this time it's going to be block.settings.linklist.links. And then we got end for. There we go. And then for each link, we want to do an li with an anchor tag. Let's just close all that. And then for the href, it's going to be link, which is the individual link, .url. And inside here is link.title. So just like that. And there we go. We get footer, and it just has one link. So let's add the other types now. So we did this navigation style column. Let's do this plain text one right here. So let's create a new block type. We'll just go up here. And we got to give it a name. So let's just call it text this time. And then we got to give it a type. Let's call it also text, but lowercase. And then this is going to have settings. So let's add settings, and it's going to be an array. And then for this one, we need a heading and then a text area. So heading and text area. So let's go right here, and we'll go and give it an ID of heading, a type of text, and a label. And for the label, we'll just go heading text. That looks good. And then we also need one for the actual text. So let's call this just text. And for this type, we'll do text area, I think it's called. It might be text underscore area. Nope, that worked. Actually, what might be better is rich text. Let me see if that worked. Yep. And we'll call this body text. That looks good. So let's render it up here. So we'll add an else if right here. And we'll go else if block.type is equal to text. Then what do we want to display? We kind of want another column. So let's copy this. And we're going to want the heading, but this time it's going to be block.settings.heading. And then instead of all this, we're going to display that rich text field. So it was block.settings. Did I just call it text? Yes, I did. Block.settings.text. So that looks good. Let's go back and check out our editor in Shopify. So let's go back here. I'll refresh. Now let's go back. And now I can add a block, and now I can select, hey, do I want a text block or a navigation column? So this time it's going to be text. And let's just copy their text. So let's get about this shop for the heading. And then for the rich text, it's going to be all of this. And I wonder if it's going to copy the link automatically. It does. That's pretty cool. So let's hit save. And one thing you might be wondering is like, hey, I don't want it to say footer menu. I want it to say something else. And that's controlled within navigation right here. So say I want the footer menu. Here's the title, and here's the links it's going to loop through. So let's see what they got. They got a shop for the first one. So let's call this shop. And let's just add a few more links. I'm not too concerned with what they link to or what it says. It's just for example. Let's save those and check out our store. It might take a second to update, but you can see we have our text column here, and then let's see if it updates. Come on. There we go. So what else do we got? We got this newsletter column here. So let's start doing that. So let's go down here. We'll add another block. And this time we'll call it type newsletter, name newsletter, and then this is going to have settings, which is going to be an array, not an object, an array. And let's see what settings we're going to need for that type. So if we go back to the example store, we got a heading, we got some text, and then the form. So let's go back here. Let's just do the heading, which we can just copy from right here. So we got heading, and then we had some text. So let's copy this. It's kind of the same thing. I'll just leave it as rich text. And then we got the newsletter, which we'll come back to that later. I got to look up how I want to do that. So usually you can use Shopify for a mailing list kind of, but I think most people use like Klaviyo or MailChimp or whatever. I think that's how you say Klaviyo. I don't know. You can call me out on that. But I'll come back to that at the end and we'll figure it out. So for now, let's just leave those two. And let's render it up here. So let's add another else if. And this time it's going to be type newsletter. And let's see. Let's copy this guy right here. So this is all the same actually. And then down here is where our newsletter is going to be. So let's just, I guess, scaffold out the form. It's going to be an input type is equal to email. Placeholder, we'll go email address. And then we're going to need a submit button. So let's go button type is equal to submit. And don't worry, we're going to style this all up at the end. I'm not going to leave it unstyled. Let's just call it subscribe, I guess. And that looks pretty good. Let's add this to our theme now and see if it works. Let's go back to customize theme. Go inside footer, whoops. Open it up, let's add another block. We'll call it newsletter. And we'll click inside there. We got heading text, which is going to be newsletter. And then we got some text. Let's copy this right here. And let's hit save on that. Let's go back and we'll add a second navigation. And for this one, I'll just do my main menu. I'm just going to leave it as main menu, but I showed you guys how to change that. And then what's cool about blocks is you can reorder them. So for instance, we have newsletter first, and then we have our two navigations, and then the text on the right. So let's hit save, and I think this is a good point to start styling it up. So let's go to our style sheet. And I'm just going to reset all the margins and padding. I'm going to go box sizing border box, and this just changes the box model so padding is on the inside instead of the outside. Pretty much every website has this. You can look it up on your own. And then let's just give it I guess a different background color than white. So let's go background number F6, F6, F6. This is a pretty nice light gray. And for font, let's go just a sans serif font. Actually, I'll do the system font. Let me find it. Right here. That kind of finds the best sans serif font for each operating system. Let's see how that looks. Go back, we got that gray background, and we're going to start styling our footer. So we called the root div or footer just class footer. So let's go dot footer, and we'll give it a background color of white. And if we wanted to, we could even add settings for colors. So this could be a setting. And for text color, that would probably be set honestly on body. So let's just do it up here. Go number 111. Or there might be a color setting you could pull from for that. But we're just going to do it there for now. Let's refresh. All right, let's add some top and bottom padding. So let's go padding, 60 pixels, 0. And if you just do two values like this, the first is the top and bottom, the second is the left and right. Let's go back and refresh. All right, and then let's go and do that width wrapper class. Let's just go max width, 1100 pixels, margin 0 auto, width 90%, so it leaves a little padding on the left and right. Go back and refresh. And it's going kind of slow. But now we have that width wrapper, and if we go narrower, it's going to leave 10% on each side. And let's go to footer top now. And yeah, you know what? We'll make it responsive for this video. So let's do mobile first. Let's go, I'm just going to go display flex. flex direction column. And then let's add a 40 pixel gap in between each column. Go back and refresh. And then let's get rid of those bullets next to the LIs. That's kind of a global reset thing I usually do. Let's just go list style none. And then let's go back to our code, and I actually want to give another class for these just so I can differentiate which kind it is. So let's go footer column dash dash. What is this one? Navigation. I'll just do nav. Footer column dash dash newsletter. I'll just do news. And footer column dash dash text. So I don't know if I'm gonna need those extra classes, but I'm just putting them there just in case. So let's go footer column. And for all the headings, which are H2, I'm not using Sass, so I gotta get rid of the nesting there. But let's go font size. Let's try, I don't know, 13 pixels. It looks like they're all uppercase. So let's go text transform. We'll go uppercase. And let's go font weight. It looks like it's just a lighter font in the preview. So let's go back. Let me open this a little more. Let's go back here. Yeah, should look something like that. There we go. Let's add a little letter spacing. So let's go letter spacing 1 pixel. And margin bottom 20 pixels. Refresh. That looks pretty good. And then for our text, it's going to be a lighter gray color. So let's go dot footer column. And we want P's to be lighter. We want the A's to be lighter. Let's go color, and let's do a light gray, maybe 666 looks all right. Let's try that out. Go back here. That looks pretty good. Let's get rid of that underline on anchor tags. That's kind of a global thing I would do, so I'm going to do it up here. Text decoration, none. And then when someone hovers over the A, let's add an underline. Dot footer column A hover. When that's the case, we'll make it number 111. Let's add a transition to that. So I gotta do that separate actually. Transition 0.2 seconds color. Let's go back and see what we did. We'll go back here. Now when you hover, it turns dark gray. And we need some spacing between those LIs. So let's go right here. Let's go footer column. And I'm going to go LI plus LI. So this is all LIs that have an LI before it also. So that would be this one and this one and this one. And let's just go margin top, 10 pixels. See how that looks. Refresh a few times. There we go. Let's check out theirs. And my text looks a little big. Let's go font size 14. Actually, let's just move that all the way up to footer. We'll make everything size 14. Go back. There we go. Let's start styling up this form. So for that, I had dot footer column, and this one I'll use that extra class. Dot footer column dash dash. I think I just called it news. And then let's get the. I'm not in Sass, so I gotta get rid of the nesting. Let's go form and give it margin top 20 pixels. And what else do we need? Let's get the input and the button. All right, for input, let's go appearance none, which is going to remove the default system appearance. Let's go outline none. Let's go display block. Width is 100%. Let's give it a border. Let's go border 1 pixel solid. We'll go number DDD. For the height, I'm going to do line height. And let's make it, let's try 50 pixels. And then let's add some padding on the left and right. So 0 and 16 pixels. And do they round it? Let's see. No, we'll leave it as a box. So we'll refresh, and that looks pretty good. Let's do our button now. So let's go down here, and we'll do appearance none again. And this time we'll do display inline block. Let's go background, number 111, color. We'll make it white. And we're gonna have some of the same properties, so I'm actually gonna do them both in one. Let's go like this, and it's gonna target both of them. So appearance none and outline are gonna be on both. Line height's gonna be on both. Padding I'll put on both. Actually, it's gonna be different padding on the button. Let's go like that. Let's go to this right here. Let's go padding. Let's try 32 pixels on the left and right. And let me see what I got so far. Let's go back, refresh, and we got a weird border. So let's go border, 1 pixel, solid, number 111. Go back and refresh, refresh, refresh. There we go. Let's add some space on the top. Margin top, 10 pixels. And then when we hover over it, let's make it a lighter gray. So let's copy this, and we'll go, hey, on hover. And on hover, let's go background color. It's number 323232. And then we'll add a transition. Sorry if I'm going too quick. I guess the focus of this video is more the liquid stuff, but you guys don't like when I leave it unstyled. So let's go transition, 0.2 seconds. Color, 0.2 seconds. Background color. And 0.2 seconds border color. Good. We also got to change the border color down here. So let's go and put border color 232323 or 323232. Let's see what we got. Go back, and now we hover, it turns light gray. Let's add cursor pointer on that. And starting to look pretty good. So now once we get to a bigger breakpoint, let's put it all side by side. Oops. Put that back. So let's go back up to footer top right here. Let's add a media query. So let's go at min width, we'll get 960 pixels. And then when we get to 960 pixels, let's make it flex direction row. And let's increase the gap to, let's try 60. See what that looks like. Refresh, and now it's all side by side. That's pretty tight. It doesn't really fit. What are they doing at this size? Oh, they're squeezing it in. So let's let's do gap 30. And maybe we'll bring this up to 1040. Let's go back, refresh. We're on mobile, we get the 1040. All right, we gotta make this narrower and this. So let's see, how can we do that? For the navigations, footer column. Yeah, I like SAS because the nesting makes it so much more readable for me. But let's go to footer column. And let's get our text one. For that, let's go max width, maybe 320 pixels. And we'll do the same for the mailing list one. Just type text and type, let's call it news. See what that does. So we shrunk both of them a little bit. And let's just space them out with all the available space. For that, you can go justify content, space between. Refresh, refresh, refresh. There we go. That looks pretty decent. And maybe on mobile, I think it looks better if everything's aligned center, maybe. What do they do? So they have kind of this in-between breakpoint. We could do that if we wanted. So let's go, we'll change this to 760. Right, so now when we're at 760, it's gonna look all messed up. So we want to bring this one down. So let's go flex wrap, and then let's get that text one and make it full width. So footer column text, and when we're at 760, move it up here. We want it to be width 100%. So now that'll force it to the next column. Let's see what happens. There we go. And we actually want a bigger vertical gap. So let's go gap X. What is it? Gap. Okay, row gap 30. No. Row gap 60, and then column gap. We'll go 40 pixels. That should add more space right here. Let's see. There we go. That looks pretty good. And then when we get to, we'll say, what do we do? 1040. We want it all in the same column, so we'll just go here. We'll go, hey, let's just go with auto. See how that looks. We go to 1040, and there we go. And then right here, we really don't want that max width yet, so let's get rid of that. Where'd I do it? Right here, let's just get rid of that. No, we want to do that at 1040, so let's just move it up. I think that's good. Let's format this. I just got a Mac Mini, so that's why it's not configured yet. Let's go back. Okay, looks pretty good. That max width is not working because we're not on the big breakpoint yet. And we go like that, and that looks pretty good. So now let's start doing this bottom part. So let's just go to the bottom, go to footer bottom, and let's go margin top, maybe 60 pixels. And what do we call that? Copyright. Let's just give it class footer copyright. We'll just go text align center on that. See how that looks. Looks pretty good. It's got to be that light gray though. It looks like it's darker. So let's make it, I think if I remember, I did number 666. And what are we missing? There we go. So they did these card icons right here. So yeah, I'll just copy one of them. So let's go in here. It looks like it's an SVG. So you would have to go ahead and download all those. I'm just going to use one of them. Let's go inside snippets right here, and I'll create a new file called icon-visa.liquid. Paste in that SVG code. And let's see here. It has a width and height and everything. So let's go back to our footer. And right at the end here, let's call this class is equal to footer cards. And then we're going to have an LI. And we'll put that card SVG that we just created a snippet for. So let's go render. And I called it icon-visa. And let's make sure that's displaying. There it is right there. So let's just copy it maybe 6 times. And we'll start styling this. Let's go footer cards and go to our style sheet. For this, we'll go display inline flex, align item center, gap, we'll put 10 pixels in between each one. And let's wait a sec. There we go. And what are they doing? So they have it on the left right here. And then I'm not going to do the currency selector just because you need an app for that usually. So let's push these to the right. So you know what? Since we only have 2 things, I'm just going to do left and right. So let's just go display flex, align item center, justify content, space between. And let's get rid of text align center. If we refresh, oh, that's the demo theme. There we go. And that looks pretty good. We got some weird line breaks there. Let's just fix that. It happened when I copied it. So if we went to our text right here, we could just delete those extra line breaks. My dog's gonna bark right now. Let's hit save. Oh wait, after that and, where is that? Yeah, right there. That looks good. Let's hit save. And I'm gonna look up how to do a Shopify to collect emails, and then we'll finish up this video. All right, so I just looked it up, and what people do to do a mailing list with just straight Shopify is there's no real mailing list, so you basically do a form to create a customer right here. So someone's gonna sign up, it's gonna create a customer, and they'll be tagged with newsletter or whatever you want. So here's how it's done. Instead of just our normal form, we're gonna do a liquid form, and it's gonna be a customer form. And I just gave it ID footer newsletter. And then right here, we're checking if it went through successfully, and we show a success message, if so. If we have form errors, we're gonna display that. And then down here, here's just a hidden input. And we're calling this tags. So we're tagging the customer with newsletter if they sign up through that form. And then coming down here, here's that email input we did earlier. The only thing I changed was I added this name right here that goes, hey, this is contact email. And then the submit button's the same. So that's all you got to do. So now once you come back here, and you can just put something in. And I tested this a bunch, so I keep getting the CAPTCHA thing. However you say it, I don't know how to say it. You submit, and it's going to ask me to do this, but you just do it once or twice, that doesn't happen. And submit, it goes through. We get, you've been subscribed successfully. If we go back here, we get that email that we just put in right there. So we probably want to clean this up. Let's add a little space below it. So let's go to these two. Let's just go and add class is equal to footer column news message, I guess we'll call it. Copy that class name. We'll go back to our style sheet right here. And let's just go font size 12, margin bottom 10 pixels, and that should clean it up a little bit. Let's go back, and it might disappear when I refresh. Nope, that looks better. And hey, we just created a footer section. So if you like these videos, make sure to let me know in the comments. These are easy to make. I can make these all day if you guys like them. If you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe right now. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.